Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from the campus of Wilmington College, Herman Court. We are here for men's college basketball. We have the Marietta Pioneers coming in to play the Wilmington Fightin' Quakers for today's game. And we've got A.J. Ganger, as usual, Roger Thompson on our camera, and yours truly, Rick Phillips. We are also boxcasting on WilmingtonQuakers.org or .com if you'd like to switch over to that and actually see live video along with our audio. And of course, our audio and video, as usual, will be posted tomorrow afternoon sometime on our website, campusnation.com. The Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports. AJ, you've got all the information on the teams and the records and the information. Why don't you go ahead and outline that for us?
All right, thank you, Rick. The last time, Wilmington played Marietta, it was a classic OAC slugfest for the first 32 minutes of the game as Wilmington College's men's basketball team battled number 9 Marietta. Neither team was able to gain a double-figure lead and in a contest that featured 13 lead changes and 13 ties during those 32 minutes. Ultimately, the experience of Marietta was too much for the inexperienced Wilmington team, and the Pioneers escaped with an 81-72 win at Van Johnson Arena. Zach McCormick finished that game with 18.7 boards to lead Wilmington, while Christian Jones added 17 points. Kevin Lewis added 8 points and 6 rebounds, while DJ Isles contributed 8 points and a team-high 3 assists. So that was the last time these two teams played, Rick, and Marietta is a very good basketball team coming into today's game. They're 18-2 overall, 12-1 in the OAC, with their only loss being to number 4 John Carroll, 82-78. That's their only OAC loss in regulation this season. And Rick, we've seen John Carroll play too, and they're both the John Carroll team is a very good basketball team, and Wilmington could have been in a better position against John Carroll in their first meeting against them, but it just seems like they're starting to get better as the year progresses, it seems like. But, like we've said, the inexperience has caught up with them a little bit this year.
Well, I think that especially at the beginning of the season, both with the boys, or with the men and the women's teams, both teams, because of their youth and because of their inexperience, didn't fare as well. I think that particularly with the men, all their away games were at the beginning of the year as well. That's even more difficult. Rather than having sort of a balanced, this week we play at home, next week we play, the Wilmington men had to play a lot of their initial games on the road, and there's nothing like home cooking, so to speak. So I think that what we're seeing now is, as we're getting in later in the schedule and they're maturing, and also the fact that they're playing more games at home where the girls are on the road now, I think that that's going to help them as far as improve their record as time goes on.
The Wilmington College men's basketball team had a chance late, but the Ohio Northern Polar Bears hit all 10 of their free throws down the stretch to knock off the Fightin' Quakers 103-94 Wednesday in OAC back action at the Ohio Northern Sports Center. The game settled into a back-and-forth affair for a stretch with 4 ties, 1 lead change, but the Polar Bears eventually clicked offensively to push their lead to 13 points. However, Wilmington was not going away. Senior Zach McCormick and Christian Jones scored 11 of Wilmington's 13 points as the Fightin' Quakers went on a 13-3 run to trail by just 3 with a minute 37 remaining. But Ohio Northern iced the game with an aforementioned proficiency at the charity strike. McCormick led the team with 22.7 boards in just 19 minutes of action, while freshman Andrew Russell added a career-high 17 points. Jones added 14 points, a career-high 6 assists and 5 boards, while sophomore Nathan Scott reached double figures for the second time in his career with 10 points off the bench. So Wilmington, again, had a chance against Ohio Northern on Wednesday, but, again, that lack of being able to finish basketball games, Rick, really came back to haunt them again.
Yeah, I think that, once again, as we said, both the men and the women have lost a few close games when it came to the games that we've seen them play here at home. Heartbreaking games, games where they were within a couple points right down to the very end, or they led at halftime, but they lost it in the second half. And I think that as time goes on, these teams, not just this year, but next year, will get stronger and stronger because obviously a lot of these younger players, the freshmen, the sophomores, will become more experienced and they'll get more playing minutes and obviously become better players as they go along.
For Marietta, they come into today's ballgame 18-2 overall, 12-1 in OAC play. They're riding a 10-game winning streak and has only one loss this season in regulation, an 82-78 loss to number 4 John Carroll. The Pioneers have 4 players averaging double figures, led by junior A.J. Edwards, who is averaging 15.8 points a game and 8.5 boards. He leads the team in both categories, along with recording a team-high 21 blocks. Sophomore Dylan Young leads the team with 79 assists and 37 steals while scoring 11.6 points with 3.8 rebounds. He's making 50% of his three-point attempts with a team-high 45 makes. Senior Luis Garcia is second on the team with 13 points and 40 three-pointers made. Garcia is converting 34% of his three-pointers, 40 of 108. Senior Eddie Gurnett is third on the team with 11.7 points while pulling down 6.3 boards a contest. So Marietta comes in a little more experienced. They got a great sophomore in Dylan Young, but they're led by their juniors and seniors in A.J. Edwards, Eddie Garrett, and Luis Garcia, Rick.
Yeah, and once again, that just speaks to the difference between having a young squad of freshmen, sophomores, and having an older squad that's more experienced with juniors and seniors. And you got to look at the OAC, and you look at the teams, both on the ladies' side and the men's side, that are in the top 10 or in even the top 20 as far as in the nation in D3 basketball. We have quite a few of these teams that are there, in the top 20.
The last time Wilmington won a basketball game, they've only won 3 games all season long. And, it's been a struggle for them this season. And, the last game they won was on January the 20th with a 74-64 win over Otterbein. Since then, they fell to John Carroll 79-70. The Capital 81-71. Heidelberg 91-75 in Ohio Northern on Wednesday night. 103-94. And, we were just talking about this. The first time Wilmington played John Carroll here at home, Rick, they only lost to him 84-68. But on January the 23rd, they only lost by 9 points. So, you look at the games they played the first time around with these teams, and maybe they struggled more in this first time around. But like we said, they're starting to get together, and too bad it's too little too late by now in the season to be able to, string some of these wins together to maybe better your record out. But, you're playing these teams, and you're playing them better the second time than what you did the first time, and that shows a lot, too, in this team to be able to do that.
I think that's what the coaching staff is looking for. What they're looking for, whether we're talking Lady Quakers or we talk the men, what they're looking for is improvement from one game to the next, particularly when we're talking teams that we faced earlier in the season. If you can play them tougher, and you look at, 93, 94 points that these men scored the last time out against a nationally ranked team, well, obviously that says something when you can score almost a century of points against a nationally ranked team. So they are learning from their past experiences, and they will continue to get better. And even though we're having a frustrating year this year, obviously next year we're going to see these guys flower, blossom, whatever you want to say, into much better basketball players.
We got about 7 minutes and 50 seconds until we get our national anthem and starting lineups underway here from Fred Risk Arena at Herman Court.
Yeah, just a program note, and just to catch you up on a little bit. Last night, the Wilmington Hurricane, the boys team, we were at Chillicothe, and that was a 66-51 victory. Today, we've got Division I state championship drawings for the for the districts and the sectionals. So we'll know where Wilmington is seated, and we'll know who they play in the coming weeks as far as in those playoffs. The other thing that we want to mention as far as programming notes, obviously we've got this game right here at Wilmington College, but tonight we've got Charlie Hargrave, his daughter Rachel, who is an 8th grade swimmer at Greenfield McLean. They will be in tonight to do the SCOL swimming championships that are going to be held right here on Wilmington College campus at the natatorium there, and we are going to be there to cover however long it takes. They start or at least we're getting our broadcast off at 5:45, may go 10, 11 o'clock at night tonight before we finish. There are 7 of the 8 SCOL teams participating. East Clinton does not have a swim team. And then tonight, AJ, you and I will be back and forth. We're going to go over Cincinnati Christian comes in to play the Lady Cane at Fred Summers Court. They're at Wilmington High School, and that's going to get underway at 6:45 with the tip-off at 7 o'clock. So we'll have a simulcast basically between the swimming championships for the SCOL and also that girls high school basketball game.
So our first swimming event going on here from Wilmington College, correct, Rick?
And that's a biggie because obviously we're doing the league championships. So I don't really know much about swimming other than it splashes water. And I think all the splashing, like I said, gets started at 6. But they'll give us all that information, and they'll give us the lane positions and all that kind of stuff. So we'll be able to pass that information on. And of course, Charlie's daughter, knowing something about swimming, will be able to help us as far as in letting us know what's going on there in the pool.
So we got 5.5 minutes here before college basketball gets underway, and don't forget we do have girls high school basketball. Rick, who are the Wilmington High School Lady Hurricane playing tonight? Aren't they playing a Cincinnati team?
Cincinnati Christian is the team that we play. I don't know what their record is. We do know, and we're hopefully going to get some sponsors here this next week, as we did last year when we go into tournament. We would like to do the tournament girls basketball game. The first game is this next Saturday at 11 a.m., and that'll be at Lebanon High School. We'd like to be able to bring you that game, and if we can get some sponsors together, we're going to do the girls basketball game next Saturday morning. We've got a college game here at Wilmington College that afternoon, and then we'll be in Springfield, Ohio for the last game of the regular season between the Hurricane and the Springfield, I think they're the Panthers.
Wildcats.
Wildcats, that's right. I knew there was some cat, right?
Yeah.
Well, and for me, I think about the days when I was going, it wasn't the G-Walk then, it was the Western Ohio League, and there was a Springfield North and a Springfield South, and one of them was the Panthers, and I think one of them was the Wildcats. And so when they merged the two schools and built the new high school, they adapted or took one of the two mascots, and I guess they decided on the Wildcats.
So, Rick, some interesting notes this season on this Wilmington team, by the way. Senior Zach McCormick is leading the team with 11 and is 11th in the league, scoring 14.6 points a game. He has reached double figures in 3 straight games and 11 of the last 13. He also leads the team and is 10th in the OAC with 6.4 boards per game. He is leading his team leading 18 blocks, are also 7th in the league. In his first season as a starter, sophomore DJ Isles is 3rd in the OAC with 4.2 assists a game. He has led the team in assists in 19 of the team's 21 games, including dishing out a career-high 7 against Mount Union, which they played a great game against Mount Union. That game is on the Campus Nation website, so if you haven't had a chance, go back there and take a look at that one. They should have won that game, but they fell late because they could not finish the ball game. Sophomore Christian Jones is 2nd on the team with 12.6 points, and he has reached double figures in 5 of the last 7 after being held scoreless for the first time in his career. A year after leading the OAC in three-point shooting, Jones is making just 31.5% from behind the arc. Another interesting stat, the Wilmington College men's basketball team is struggling on the glass this season. They have been out-rebounded in 20 of 21 games. Wilmington is last in the OAC with a negative 10.8 rebounding margin. Senior Chris Jackson is the last member of the 2014 championship team remaining. He has started the last 5 games, and his scoring has improved from 1.7 points as a reserve to 4.6 as a starter. He pulled down a career-high 7 boards in the loss to Muskingum on January the 16th. When it comes to Marietta, there are only 2 losses this season. Their first loss came against St. Vincent on November the 24th in overtime, 85-80. And then the last game they lost was nearly over almost 2 months ago, Rick, about a month and a half ago, as they lost to John Carroll 82-78. Since then, they've beaten teams such as Mount St. Joe, Wooster, Ohio Northern, Capital, Mount Union, Otterbein, Heidelberg, Muskingum, Baldwin, Wallace, and then they beat Capital again. The closest game that they have had since that time, I would have to say, is probably that Heidelberg game on the 23rd when they won 82-71. All the other games have been by 10 points or more, Rick.
Yeah.
About a minute, 10 seconds before we get started with our starting lineups here from Fred Risk Arena as we get set for men's college basketball. Ohio Athletic Conference action as the Marietta Pioneers are taking on the Wilmington Fighting Quakers. Here live on CampusNation.com, the Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports. All right, we'll turn over now to Bill Learman down on the court as he'll have starting lineups as well as the Star Spangled Banner here live from Wilmington College.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We welcome you to Fred Risk Arena of Herman Court for this afternoon's Ohio Athletic Conference men's basketball game featuring the Marietta Pioneers and your Wilmington College Fighting Quakers. First reminder from Wilmington College, the Ohio Athletic Conference, and the National Collegiate Athletic Association. They are committed to ideals of good sportsmanship. Degrading remarks directed at fans, officials, or student athletes is strictly prohibited and will not be tolerated. Be proud, be loud, and be positive. Your officials for today's game are Robert Brammer, Jason Enrique, and Alexander Osborne. We ask that you please rise and face the American flag as center of court for the national anthem. But prior to the national anthem and the introduction of the starting lineups, we'd like to observe a moment of silence. This week, the Wilmington College men's basketball family suffered a very devastating tragedy as former assistant coach Matt Sylvester and his wife Sarah lost their 10-month-old daughter, Abby. Starters, first for the visiting Pioneers, Our head coach is John Vanderwall. First on the floor, wearing number 1 at guard, Dylan Young. Also for the Pioneers, at forward, number 22, Brennan McCain. Also for Marietta, number 24, Luis Garcia. Also starting for the Pioneers, number 32, A.J. Edwards. Rounding out the starting lineup for Marietta, wearing number 34, Eddie Rennert. And now the starting 5 for your Fighting Quakers. Sophomore guard, Fayetteville, number 5, DJ Isles. Sophomore guard from Hamilton, number 2, Christian Jones. Senior forward from Ostrander, number 23, Chris Jackson. A freshman forward from Columbus, wearing number 14, Andrew Russell. Running out the starting lineup, senior forward from Cincinnati, number 20, Zach McCorkle. The head coach, Casey Hunt, assisted by Corey Wilkinson and Micah Mills. Good luck to both teams.
Alrighty, our starting lineups for Marietta: number 1, Young; number 22, McCain; number 24, Garcia; number 32, Edwards; and number 34, Gurnett. For Wilmington, number 2, Jones; number 5, Isles; 14, Russell; 20, McCorkle; and number 23, Chris Jones. Those are your starting lineups as we are on the court. 20 minutes on the clock for the first half of play as we get set for tip-off of men's college basketball here live on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports. Ball's in the air. Game's underway. Wilmington wins the tip-off as DJ Isles will bring it up past half court for the Wilmington Quakers, going left to right to begin today's ball game. Jackson has the ball in the corner, and offensive foul going to be charged against Wilmington here early on in the first 10 seconds of the game.
So the real question now is, are we going to get these fouls called quickly, or are they going to let them play?
That's the first foul against Christian Jones, and the first for the team. Marietta now with possession. Ball comes into McCain, goes back over to Young. Wilmington showing very tight defense, man-to-man. Young takes it across half court, gives it off to Gurnett. Now over to number 24, Garcia. Garcia brings it back out on top. Gonna drive, puts up the shot, no good. Gets his own board and then puts it up with a reverse layup for 2.
No boxing out there, AJ.
No boxing out at all. Nobody was even around the basket for Wilmington. Isles gives it off to Jones, who gives it off to Russell. Now back to Jackson. Fits it inside to McCorkle, who goes up off the glass. 2 points. Both teams with 2 points now with 19:05 to go in the first half of play. McCain with the basketball for Marietta. Gets a pick. And the switch. McCain driving. Fadeaway jumper is no good. Rebounded by Russell. Saved it from going out of bounds as he gave it off to DJ Isles, who gave it to Jones. Now Jones gave it back to Isles. Drive, jumper for Isles. It's good.
Yeah, that was nice.
Young gets the inbound pass. Wilmington showing lots of pressure here on defense to open up the game. The double team. Gurnett with the ball, gives it back over to Young. Young driving. Turn around. Shot is up and good for Young. 4-4 is the score now with 18-19 to go in our first half of play. DJ Isles to Christian Jones. Jones tried to give it off to Jackson, nearly lost it out of bounds, but Isles was there to pick it up. Isles on the wing with the basketball, gives it off to McCorkle. Gonna drive in the post, go up with it strong, misses his own shot, rebounded by number 30, to Edwards, and Edwards is going to take it coast to coast, and a foul off the shot was no good. And A.J. Edwards will be going to the line to shoot two as the foul was on D.J. Isles, his first and team second.
Team second. A.J. Edwards, 2 throws.
2 shots here for A.J. Edwards. First shot is up and good. And into the ball game for Wilmington, number 25, Nathan Scott. As Zach McCorkle comes out onto the bench. First one was good. Second shot's up and good as well. 2 for 2 for A.J. Edwards at the line. And now D.J. Isles will bring it up past half court for Wilmington. Gives it off. Number 14, Russell, gives it to Jackson. Gives it off to Scott, back over to Jones, now to D.J. Isles on the wing. Thought about driving, 7 on the shot clock. Isles does drive, gets fouled on the drive. First foul against Marietta.
Dylan Young, first personal foul, team's first of the half.
Fouls charged to number 1, Young, his first and the team's first. Isles will inbound underneath their own basket, gets it in to Scott, who will give it off to Jones. D.J. Isles has the ball out on top. Still with the basketball is Isles. Now he has to get rid of it. He almost traveled, almost lost it, and Christian Jones tried to fit it off to Russell, but the ball goes out of bounds, and the ball's going to go back to the Pioneers now.
Wilmington still looks like they're going to pressure the Pioneers.
Nate Walker is into the ball game for Marietta, number 15. And they're playing some man. Got it into Gurnett, gives it off. Number 22, McCain.
Full court, but they are trying to trap.
Yeah, barely got it across half court. Garcia driving, going up. Made that one look easy with the finger roll, and it's now 8-4 Pioneers. Christian Jones with it on the other end, gives it to Russell, who gives it back to D.J. Isles. Give it off to Russell. On the wing to Chris Jackson, over to Jones. Tried to go inside to McCorkle, and he lost it. Pass was a little too low there, Rick.
Couple mistakes. Pioneers are starting to pull away here. We got to stop this. We need to stop.
16:36 to go in the first half of play. 8-4. Marietta's in the lead. McCain has the ball. Still need to get across half court. They do as Gurnett brings it up. Gives it off to Garcia. Garcia drives again. Almost a pass to Edwards as he looked like he was trying to shoot it, but a foul on the shot by Edwards.
I wasn't sure whether it originally was tipped or blocked or whatever, but obviously the second attempt, finally there was a foul.
So the foul is on number 23, Chris Jackson, his first, the team's third, and A.J. Edwards will be shooting 2 at the line again. First one's up and good.
In the game for the Quakers, number 11, Brandon Smith, and number 12, Will Patrick.
Patrick and Smith into the ball game for Wilmington. Second shot for Edwards. That one's short, no good. Rebound pulled down by D.J. Isles, and he's going to bring it up the floor. Isles gives it off to Patrick on the wing. Patrick looking for a pick, did not get one. Gives it to Russell. Now inside to McCorkle. Got to kick it back outside. Smith drives, goes up, no good, but he's fouled. Good call by the officials there on a foul.
Number 32, A.J. Edwards.
A.J. Edwards with his first personal and the team's second. So now at the line shooting 2 will be Brandon Smith.
Brandon Smith, 2 throws.
First shot is up and good.
For the Quakers, number 25, Nathan Scott. For Marietta, number 42, Jack Holm.
Nathan Scott and Jack Holm into the ball game. Second shot is up, no good for Smith. Walker brings it up the floor now for Marietta. Gives it off to Garcia. Garcia down low to Gurnett. Spinning, got it blocked from behind by McCorkle, but the ball goes out of bounds and it will stay Marietta's ball with 17 seconds on the shot clock. Walker to inbound. Gets it in to Home. Home to Garcia. 8 seconds to shoot. Garcia back down low to Holmes. McCorkle nearly stole it away. Holmes pulled it down, and with the one-handers up and good, it's a 6-point lead for Marietta, 11-5. Smith tried to give it off to McCorkle, and I thought that ball was tipped, but it's an over and back against Wilmington, and another turnover. Ball goes back to Marietta.
Marietta, number 21, Kyle Dixon.
Dixon and Anthony Wallace into the game for Marietta. And I believe Wilmington wants to take a timeout. A 30-second timeout with 15 minutes, 14 seconds to go in our first half of play. Marietta 11, Wilmington 5. Rick, what are you seeing so far here in the opening minutes?
Well, at this point, I would say, and obviously with an 11-5 lead, Wilmington needs to box out better under their basket. They need to be able to attempt to get maybe more than just one shot at the basket. Right now, I'd say, the Pioneers are winning the battle as far as rebounding under both baskets, and Wilmington's going to have to change that. They have to have more shots at the basket. They're not getting that. Marietta's getting those extra shots.
And Wilmington's turning the ball over.
They've made a couple critical errors down here, particularly under their basket, and that's where you don't want to, you don't want to give the ball back to the other team.
After the timeout, Dixon will inbound it here, gets it into Walker, and Walker will dribble up the floor. Wilmington not showing very much pressure right now, 2-3 zone. Wallace gives it back to Walker. Nice pass inside to number 42, Home.
He was wide open.
DJ Isles to Patrick to Smith. Gives it off to Scott. Scott back to Isles. Back over to Smith on the wing. Trying to spin his way to the basket. Now brings it back outside. Gives it to McCorkle down low, and a travel against McCorkle.
Another critical error. Both teams look like they're playing man-to-man.
43, A.J. Ireland. Back in the game for the Quakers.
Here comes Christian Jones into the ball game. Number 23, A.J. Ireland into the ball game now for Marietta. Walker dribbles the ball up the floor. 13-5 here in our opening 5 minutes of the ball game. Dixon to Walker to Wallace. Pump fakes, fade away. Good.
Nice bank.
Nice bank shot there on the fadeaway by Anthony Wallace for 2 points, and now it's a 10-point lead for Marietta, 15-5, 14:20 to go in the first half. Smith with the ball to McCorkle to Scott. Back over to Smith. To Christian Jones now. Drives, makes that look easy. Should have had the bucket, but he's fouled after the missed shot.
Programming note for this Monday. Monday we are going to be at Greenfield McLean for we've got Clinton Massey, the Falcons, will be at Greenfield McLean, and that's going to kick off at about 7:30 with the game to start at 7:45.
So foul is on number 42, Jack Tome. His first, team's third. Jones makes the first free throw. Second free throw for Jones is good as well. So 2 for 2 for Jones. And it's now 15-7. Marietta in the lead. Wallace brings it up the floor.
Need a stop here.
Now slowing it down on offense. Gives it to Ireland. Back over to Wallace.
Wilmington looks like they're in a zone now.
Fadeaway jumper from Wallace almost looked forced, and an over and back against Wilmington. Christian Jones will be charged with his second. And number 22, Malcolm Pittman, coming into the ball game for Wilmington. And number 10, Jordan Jones is Christian Jones will more than likely spend some time on the bench after picking up his second personal.
Doesn't look like they actually put it on the board yet, though.
Tome. Nice pass. A whistle.
Back to the Quakers.
I think it was a 3-second call.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Wilmington already had 4 fouls. They didn't put that 5th foul up there.
Nope, they have 14 fouls. Marietta with 3. Smith gives it off to Patrick. And the corner back over to Smith on the wing. Gives it off to Pittman, who is fouled on a reach. Number 3, Anthony Wallace, his first personal. And the team's 4th. Back into the ball game for Wilmington, DJ Isles.
So both teams now with 4 fouls.
Scott gave it off to Isles, back over to Scott. On the wing now, Scott looking to drive, nearly lost the ball, gives it off to Jordan Jones. Jones to Patrick, back over to Isles. Gives it to Patrick, thought about a 3, thought about a jumper, has to throw it all the way across court to Scott. 9 on the shot clock, long NBA 3 for Scott is in and out, no good. Rebounded by Anthony Wallace. Wallace gives it off to Ireland. Ireland back to Wallace. Now they slow it down on offense. And that's going to be a foul against Wilmington. I thought that would have been charging.
Yeah, looked like a charge to me.
It's on Nathan Scott, his first, team's 5th. Still 15-7. Marietta in the lead. 12:48 to go in the first half. Ball nearly stolen away, still loose on the floor, and it will be a turnover as nobody could rein it in. The last man to touch was a Marietta Pioneer, so the ball's going back to Wilmington. Good defense underneath the basket.
That's what we need more of.
Isles to Scott. Scott hands it off to Patrick. 3-pointer for Patrick. Oh! Off the glass and good for 3.
Did he call that shot?
I think he had to call that thing. Nothing but net. Walker to Ireland. Gives it off to Dixon. Dixon back to Wallace. Now over to Ireland. They're moving the ball around the perimeter. Good. Walker. Jumper. Floating to the basket was no good.
Come on, box out.
That rebound came to Ireland and it's stolen away. Jordan Jones with the steal. Now Patrick with the ball on the other end to Isles. Isles lost it off his shoe. And then Scott picked it up. Now Patrick gives it off to Jordan Jones. Back to Scott. And a foul.
That was a block. Oh, what do we got now?
I think a technical.
That's what it looked like.
After the whistle.
But does it go against the Quakers?
No, it's going to go against Marietta.
So possibly maybe they didn't believe that there was a foul and something they said.
Yep, it's going to be a technical against number 42. I think. Dixon with his first.
So the person that got the technical foul wasn't the person that actually created the foul to begin with.
No.
It was something he said afterwards.
So DJ Isles will be shooting 2 shots, plus Wilmington gets possession. First shot is no good. So now Marietta had 14 fouls, bump it up to 6. Dixon had 1 foul, followed by Tome with the other one.
Now will there be a foul shot? No,
because that was on the floor. It was a reach.
Yeah.
Russell and McCorkle.
So Wilmington gets it under their basket.
So 15-11. And now Marietta has 16 fouls. Inbound comes in to Jordan Jones. Jumper.
Oh, nice. That was sweet.
Fadeaway jumper by Jordan Jones, and it cuts it down to a 2-point game.
This is what Wilmington needed to do.
Gurnett gave it off to number 22, McCain. Oh,
that was close.
Nearly stolen away by Jordan Jones.
Fans are starting to get into the game here.
11:37 to go in the first half. 15-13, Marietta in the lead. Inbound comes into Young. Gives it off to Edwards. Big man drives and the easy one-hander good.
Just a reminder, we are on Boxcast on WilmingtonQuakers.com. You can see the live action on the Boxcast as well as hear our audio.
Jones with the ball in the wing. Tried to finish. Patrick was right into his hands. Missed the shot, but the follow-up by McCorkle is good, and a whistle now.
And that's what Wilmington needs to do. They need to follow their shots. They need to box out. You got a foul?
I think a foul after the bucket against Wilmington. I'm not sure. Maybe just a whistle to stop play.
I was going to say, nothing called.
Young with the ball now for Marietta. Wilmington 2-3 zone defense. Young gave it off to Edwards, three-pointer, good.
Left open and he buries it.
That big man can shoot from three-point land too. Back to a 5-point lead for Marietta, 20-15. Isles to Patrick. Gives it off to Jones. Jordan Jones kicks it out to Isles and then threw it away basically. Ball's going back to the Pioneers.
Yeah, another error on the part of the Quakers. Got to cut those out.
Got to get it in here. They just do to Young. Working against Isles. Young gets it across half court. Young, three-pointer from the top. No good. Ball last touched by Marietta's going back to Wilmington now after the missed shot. 10:28 to go in the first half of play. Marietta 20, Wilmington 15. Here in men's college basketball live from Fred Risk Arena at Herman Court. Isles gave it off to Russell, and Russell handed it right back off to Isles. Christian Jones with the ball. Gives it to Smith. Smith puts up a desperation shot. Tipped it back to McCorkle, no good. Rebound pulled down by Marietta. Young with the ball. Gives it off to McCain, who gave it all the way across court to Garcia. Charge against Garcia.
All right, from here on out, it looks like Wilmington will be in the 1-1.
Just the first foul against Garcia in the team's 7th. Yep, Wilmington will have at least 10 minutes being into the bonus for the rest of this half. Smith gave it back to Isles. Gives it to Christian Jones. Finds a lane. Goes up. Oh, nice drive by Mr. Jones for 2 points. McCain with the basketball in the wing. Gives it to Garcia. To Young. Wide open in the corner for 3. That one's no good.
Put back up.
Man, nice put back there by Gurnett.
There's what happens when you follow those shots.
Isles gives it to Russell. Gave it back to Jones. Now there's Smith. Back to Isles. Back to Scott. Christian Jones, another drive, another missed shot.
Just short.
Young with the basketball. Working against McCorkle, drives, puts up a floater with one hand, and that one is good. Back out to a 7-point lead now. DJ Isles gives it off to McCorkle. Gives it back to Isles. Long 3, wide open 3 is no good. Rebounded by A.J. Edwards, and he'll toss it off to Young. Young inside to Edwards.
Nice pass.
Good pass there by Young to Edwards.
Caught Wilmington sleeping there.
9-point lead, and a timeout will be taken on the floor by Wilmington. A full timeout with 8 minutes, 14 seconds to go in our first half of play. It is now 26-17. Marietta's in the lead.
Here comes our own pizza girl.
You picking a free Domino's pizza? Come on, make some noise.
Come on, AJ, make some noise. Pizza, pizza. Oh, that was easy. She must have had a guy that she knew that she just went over and handed it to him.
Yeah, it was rigged.
another program note, we're going to be in Lee's Creek on Tuesday night. We've got the Cedarville Indians coming in to play the East Clinton Astros, and that game will get underway at 7:15 with our pregame, and the game will follow at 7:30. So that's live from East Clinton High School in Lee's Creek, Ohio, on CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports.
After the timeout, Wilmington has possession of the basketball. As Jackson will inbound it to DJ Isles. Wilmington down by 9. Jackson to Christian Jones. Over to Isles. 13 on the shot clock. Smith gives it off to Jones. Back to Smith. Long three. Oh, looked like it was going to be good.
Got a foul.
And a foul on the floor. I think that one's against Marietta.
No, I think that it was a reach-in.
Foul charged on number 34. Eddie Grant.
Oh, looks like it.
Personal foul. Team 7th of the half.
Grenade charged with his first, team's 8th.
So Wilmington retains the ball, and they'll shoot 1 and 1.
Yep, Chris Jackson will be at the line shooting 1 and 1.
Chris Jackson, 1 bonus. Checking into the game, the Marietta, number 23, A.J. Ireland.
Ireland comes into the ball game for the Pioneers. 1 and 1 for Jackson. The front end is good. Will Patrick coming into the ball game for Christian Jones.
Substitutions number 12, Will Patrick.
Second shot for Jackson is up. Been good. Makes them both at the line. Good job making use of your bonus shots there, Rick.
Yep.
26-19, Pioneers up by 7. 7:45 to go in the first half. Young with the ball. Gives it off to Garcia. And a three-pointer is good for Garcia.
24, Luis Garcia.
Patrick gives it to Isles. To McCorkle. Goes up. Got it on the nice move to the basket there by McCorkle for 2 points. Young being trapped. Gives it to Ireland, who gives it to McCain. Cross court to Garcia again. Drives, puts up the layup, and it's good for 2 by Garcia. He's on fire here in this first half. Isles gives it off to Smith. Down low to McCorkle. Jumper. Short, no good. Gets his own rebound, though.
Good follow.
Gives it off to Smith for 3. Got it! Three-pointer for Smith. Now a 7-point game, 31-24. Marietta's in the lead, 6:43 to go in the first half. Young with the ball on top. Gives it off to Garcia on the wing. Down low to Edwards. Back outside to Ireland. Over to Garcia. NBA 3 is no good. Rebounded by Zach McCorkle and the Quakers.
They're running.
Isles to Jackson. Gives it off to Patrick. Over to Smith. Smith gives it off to Isles. Back to Patrick. Three-pointer. That one's no good. Should have been good. Rebounded by Young. Garcia now on the run. Basket counts and the foul. Foul's going to be on Will Patrick. His first, team 6th.
Team 6.
Into the ball game, Malcolm Pittman and Christian Jones.
Jones, number 22, Malcolm Pittman. Garcia, shooting 1.
Garcia will have the and 1 shot to complete a 3-point play to stretch it back to a 10-point lead. It's good. 34-24. Marietta in the lead here with 6:09 to go in the first half. Smith to Jackson. Jackson down low to Pittman. Trap, gives it back to Jackson. Drives, puts up the shot, and a beautiful shot there by Jackson, but with one hand for 2 points.
Don't see how he even got that off.
I don't know how he made it. Young with the ball on top. Gives it to Garcia. Back to Young. Over to McCain. Cross court, Garcia for three. Good.
Ooh, buried it.
He is on fire, unstoppable. Right now is Garcia. 11-point lead. Smith to Jackson. Over to Jones. Over to Isles. Back to Smith. Gives it all cross court to Isles. Gonna drive. A whistle, a foul before the shot.
Block, 1-1.
It's on Young. His should be his second.
In the game, number 25, Nathan Scott. Also number 21.
Team's ninth, so a 1-1 upcoming for DJ Isles. One for Isles. First one is up. No good. In and out. Rebounded by Wallace. And Wallace will bring the ball up past half court. Gave it off to Gurnett. Over to Dixon. Kicks it out to Wallace. Had a wide open look, but he bobbled.
Got a block.
Now it's going to be a foul against number 11, Brandon Smith. So now 1-1 for Anthony Wallace, as Wilmington has now committed 17 fouls. That's the first for Smith.
So both teams are in the bonus.
Anthony Wallace is the 1 bonus.
1-1 for Wallace. Front end is up. No good. Rebounded by Scott. Gives it off to Smith. Over to Jones. Over to Scott now in the corner. Gives it off to Smith. Kicks it back out to Scott. Jumper for two. Wow!
3 points and can make a 4-point shot.
No, that was only a 2-pointer, Rick. He was inside the line.
So they didn't give him 3.
But he can complete a 3-point play with this shot. Fouls on number 23, Ireland, his first, and the team's 10th. And one is up and good for Scott. 37-29 is our score. 4:45 to go in the first half. Marietta in the lead by 8. Walker. Foul. Away from the ball.
Foul charge on number 5, DJ Isles.
To Isles.
This will be a 1-1.
His second, and a 1-1 will be coming up for Ireland. Team's 8th.
At the line is number 23, AJ Ireland, 1 bonus. For the Quakers, number 4, Connor Casey.
Front end is up, no good. Rebounded by Scott, who gives it off to Smith. Smith will bring it up the floor. Gives it off to Casey, number 4. Over to Scott, over to Christian Jones. Gives it off to Scott again, outside to Casey, over to Jones. 12 to shoot. Casey drives, kicks it outside. 3-pointer is no good by Russell. And rebounded by the Pioneers. Wallace with it now on the other end of the floor. Goes up with it. No good. The tip's no good. Scott with the rebound. Here come the Quakers now. Christian Jones kicks it out to Smith for 3. Got it! 3-pointer for Brandon Smith. And it's now 37-32.
Quakers are on their run here. Got to stop.
Inside, kicks it back out to Wallace. Pump fake, kicks it out, whistle.
Wow.
Not sure what the whistle was on. I think it was a foul against Marietta.
I was going to say, they're going the other way. Another programming note, this Wednesday is our next college broadcast. We have the Lady Fighting Quakers going to take on the Otterbein Cardinals. That is this Wednesday evening. Game time, we have our pregame at 7:15 with the game at 7:30. That's this Wednesday on CampusNation.com, the Sports Animal.
I think the foul was against Andrew Russell, his first, and the team's 9th. Well, I guess it wasn't a foul.
No, because the Pioneers still have the ball.
And with 10 seconds on the shot clock.
Oh,
Walker on the
that's a
drive,
foul.
and he gets fouled. One's on Casey. His first. And that puts Marietta into the double bonus. Shooting 2 will be Walker. First shot is up. No good. Both teams not really cashing in on their free throws here so far, Rick.
No, especially since they're in the bonus and now the double bonus.
Second shot is good, though, by Walker. Smith brings the ball up the floor. Gives it off to Casey. Gives it to Scott. Scott to McCorkle down low. Trying to make his move to the basket. Goes up with it. No good. Rebounded by Walker and the Pioneers. They're running. And that's going to be a foul against McCorkle as they were trying to fit the ball down low to Edwards. His first.
Yeah, that last shot by the Quakers, that was a forced shot. We shouldn't have taken that. Should have kicked it out and started over. Now we've got a foul on the other end of the court. These leads, or the points are obviously, we get it down to 5, and now we're back up to 7 and maybe 8.
First shot's up and good by Edwards. McCain and Garcia back into the ball game for Marietta. Second shot, no good, short, rebounded by, ball's loose on the floor, scrum. And I think Marietta took a timeout, but the officials are going to talk this one through real quick.
Yeah, you got to have possession if you're going to call a timeout. All right, so now they're going to go over and notify the table. Now we got Charlie Hargrave here, one half of our broadcast crew. Where's your flipper at? Is Rachel here? Oh, wow, we got the whole family here. The whole broadcast crew, as we say.
I'll do the second half of it, man.
Yeah, you can do that.
So we're trying to figure out what's going on here on the floor, and I think, so there was an inadvertent whistle apparently, and Marietta will have possession of the basketball.
An inadvertent whistle.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying, and we'll stand by that.
I guess. Would have been better if they said, oh, someone called timeout. That one's going to be stolen away by Jordan Jones.
Got a break.
Picks it up. Kicks it off to Christian Jones. Up for 2. Good defense by the Quakers.
And good hustle.
39-34, Marietta in the lead. 2:45 to go in the first half. Garcia with the basketball. Ball's loose. Stolen away by McCorkle. Wilmington's bench getting into the ball game now. Smith gives it off to McCorkle. Wide open lane. Good.
Nice. We're going to time out Marietta.
Marietta wants to talk this one over as Wilmington has made it to a 3-point deficit now. 39-36. Pioneers in the lead.
Those slushies are going to make your tongue red. I said those slushies are going to make your
30-second timeout, Marietta.
You're listening to live men's college basketball here on CampusNation.com, the sports animal. Your home for high school and college sports. I'm AJ Ganger, with me Rick Phillips. And we've got the big man of the hour, Mr. Technical Difficulty, on camera.
Roger the Dodger, right? And we got Charlie going to come in and do the second half with you, AJ.
Great.
I'll just take care of the box cast.
Yeah, you're doing double duty today.
That's right, I get paid twice what I normally get paid.
Which is $0. All right, Marietta with the ball after the timeout, gets it into Garcia. He'll give it off to Walker, and he'll bring it up the floor. Gets it across half court. He'll give it off to number 14, Barbara. Number 22, McCain, gives it to Walker. Trying to make his move, has to get rid of it. Gives it off to Barbara for three, and it's good. Another minute.
Didn't need that. Back up to a 6-point lead now.
Under 2 minutes to go.
There's a three-pointer by number 14, Isaiah Barber.
Jordan Jones with the basketball now. Gives it off to Smith. Smith to Scott. 9 to shoot, and a whistle.
Foul number 14, Isaiah Barber. That's his first personal.
Barbara with the foul, his first personal.
At line for the Quakers.
Number 25, Nathan Scott, will be shooting 2 for Wilmington.
Scott, double bonus.
First one's up and good. Will Patrick coming back into the ball game for Christian Jones with 1:35 to go in the first half. Second shot for Scott. Good. 2 for 2 there. 4-point game, 42 to 38. Marietta's in the lead. 90 seconds to go in the first half. Walker with the ball. Walker drives.
Got a foul?
A foul on the floor. Number 25, Scott, will be charged with his second.
We might make it to halftime. I'm not sure. It's a battle of the fouls here.
2 shots for Nate Walker and the Marietta Pioneers. First one's up and good.
Substitution is the game number 2, Christian Jones.
Christian Jones and Andrew Russell back into the ball game for the Quakers. Second shot. Up. No good. A whistle and a lane violation.
Yep.
Against Wilmington.
So he's going to shoot it over. Stupid mistakes.
Substitute throw.
These little nitpicky little mistakes are what adds up to some points at the end of the game. And if you lose by 2 or 3, then you look back and you say, why?
Right. Because he hit that one that time after he missed it.
Exactly.
During the lane violation.
So you just gave him an extra point right there.
Smith with the basketball. Gives it off to Jordan Jones. Gives it off to Russell. Russell hands it off to Smith. 15 on the shot clock. Smith to Christian Jones.
Final minute play and a half, final minute.
Gives it off to Smith. Long three. Got it from 3-point land. And it's a 3-point game with 50 seconds to go in the first half. Barbara to McCain, trying to fit it down low. Gives it to Wallace.
Let's steal it here.
And this one is going to be stolen away. Going back to Wilmington. Bad pass on the inside. Edwards could not handle the basketball, and it's going back to Wilmington here with 42.7 seconds to go. Wilmington with a chance for a 2-for-1 here if they get a quick shot off.
That's right.
It's the game is number 5, DJ Isles.
DJ Isles back into the ball game. And he gets the inbound. Isles takes it across half court, gives it to McCorkle. Looks like they're not going for the 2-for-1. Russell missed it. Thought Isles was going to zig when he zagged. And it's a turnover. 30.8 seconds to go now. Wilmington can still get another possession.
The Pioneers number 1, Dylan
Garcia and Young back into the ball game for Marietta.
The Quakers number 12, Will Patrick.
And Will Patrick and Jordan Jones.
Jordan Jones.
Young gets the inbound, and he'll dribble slowly up the floor. Young working against Patrick here.
Patrick's got some good defense going on there.
Surprised there wasn't a referee counting there. He should have been counting.
Trap.
Gives it off to Barbara. Gives it off to Edwards. A foul. No good on the bucket, though.
Well, obviously, when you send a second player over to trap, somebody's going to be freed up, and that's what happened there.
Jordan Jones with his first personal foul. Now shooting two will be A.J. Edwards.
2 throws.
First shot's good.
This is game for the Quakers, number 2, Christian Jones. Number 5, DJ Isles.
And number 5, DJ Isles. And Christian Jones back into the ball game now for the Quakers. Second shot. That was no good short. Rebound pulled down by Russell. 2 seconds, puts up a long three, missed it. And the ball will go out of bounds, ending the first half of play. Wilmington just down by 4 points at the end of the first 20 minutes of play, as it's Marietta 45, Wilmington 41. We'll have first half stats and analysis coming your way soon here at halftime.
6-0, 4-0, 3-8, 6-0, 4-0, 3.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from the campus of Wilmington College, Herman Court. We are here for men's college basketball. We have the Marietta Pioneers coming in to play the Wilmington Fightin' Quakers for today's game. And we've got A.J. Ganger, as usual, Roger Thompson on our camera, and yours truly, Rick Phillips. We are also boxcasting on wilmingtonquakers.org or .com if you'd like to switch over to that and actually see live video along with our audio. And of course, our audio and video, as usual, will be posted tomorrow afternoon sometime on our website, campusnation.com. The Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports. AJ, you've got all the information on the teams and the records and the information. Why don't you go ahead and outline that for us?
All right, thank you, Rick. The last time, Wilmington played Marietta, it was a classic OAC slugfest for the first 32 minutes of the game as Wilmington College's men's basketball team battled number 9 Marietta. Neither team was able to gain a double-figure lead in a contest that featured 13 lead changes and 13 ties during those 32 minutes. Ultimately, the experience of Marietta was too much for the inexperienced Wilmington team, and the Pioneers escaped with an 81-72 win at Van Johnson Arena. Zach McCormick finished that game with 18.7 boards to lead Wilmington, while Christian Jones added 17 points. Kevin Lewis added 8 points and 6 rebounds, while DJ Isles contributed 8 points and a team high 3 assists. So that was the last time these two teams played, Rick, and Marietta is a very good basketball team coming into today's game. They're 18-2 overall.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from the campus of Wilmington College, Herman Court. We are here for men's college basketball. We have the Marietta Pioneers coming in to play the Wilmington Fightin' Quakers for today's game. And we've got A.J. Ganger, as usual, Roger Thompson on our camera, and yours truly, Rick Phillips. We are also boxcasting on WilmingtonQuakers.org or .com if you'd like to switch over to that and actually see live video along with our audio. And of course, our audio and video, as usual, will be posted tomorrow. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, from the campus of Wilmington College, Herman Court. We are here for men's college basketball. We have the Marietta Pioneers coming in to play the Wilmington Fightin' Quakers for today's game. And we've got A.J. Ganger, as usual, Roger Thompson on our camera, and yours truly, Rick Phillips. We are also boxcasting on WilmingtonQuakers.org or .com if you'd like to switch over to that and actually see live video along with our audio. And of course, our audio and video, as usual, will be posted tomorrow afternoon sometime on our website, campusnation.com. The Sports Animal, your home for high school and college sports. AJ, you've got all the information on the teams and the records and the information. Why don't you go ahead and outline that for us?
All right, thank you, Rick. The last time, Wilmington played Marietta, it was a classic OAC slugfest for the first 32 minutes of the game as Wilmington College's men's basketball team battled number 9 Marietta. Neither team was able to gain a double-figure lead in a contest that featured 13 lead changes and 13 ties during those 32 minutes. Ultimately, the experience of Marietta was too much for the inexperienced Wilmington team, and the Pioneers escaped with an 81-72 win at Van Johnson Arena. Zach McCormick finished that game with 18.7 boards to lead Wilmington, while Christian Jones added 17 points. Kevin Lewis added 8 points and 6 rebounds, while DJ Isles contributed 8 points and a team-high 3 assists. So that was the last time these two teams played, Rick, and Marietta is a very good basketball team coming into today's game. They're 18-2 overall, 12-1 in the OAC, with their only loss being the number 4. Hard to do with one person. We're at halftime here, ladies and gentlemen, at Fred Risk Arena at Herman Court. Wilmington trailing Marietta 45-41 at the half. Some first half stats for you. Leading the way with 15 points for Marietta's Luis Garcia. And with 12 points and 3 rebounds, we've got A.J. Edwards, the two big men doing the job for Marietta. Luis Garcia shooting 6 of 9 from the field and 2 of 3 from three-point land. Marietta shot an outstanding 61.5% from the field in that first half and made 4 of 7 three-pointers, but they've missed. They made 9 of 15 free throws, which is all they've made in the free throw line. So they're only shooting 60% from the line. For Wilmington with 10 points, Brandon Smith. With 6 points, Christian Jones. And with 8, Zach McCorkle. McCorkle also has 4 boards. Wilmington shot 51.9% from the field, 40% from three-point land, and missed 3 free throws to make it 9 of 12 from the charity stripe. Marietta has 20 points in the paint, while Wilmington just has 14. Both teams with 7 turnovers apiece. Wilmington with 12 points off for turnovers. Marietta with 10. Marietta's out-rebounding Wilmington total of 17-12 on the boards, and they're also out-rebounding Wilmington on the offensive side 8-4. So right now, Wilmington again losing the rebound battle like they have all season long, Charlie. And, you know, they're turning the ball over, but they're within scoring distance if they get rid of all these little mistakes.
Yeah, they looked good the last couple of minutes I got to watch here. What is Marietta's record this year? Just curious.
18-2.
Wow, really?
Their only loss in the last 10 games came to number 4, John Carroll. That was their only loss in regulation. They lost a game earlier in the season in OT.
So really, to Wilmington being this close is pretty miraculous right now, isn't it?
That and, you know, Wilmington, the second time around they've played these teams, they've played them tougher. And it seems like Wilmington, when they're at home, they play a little better at home, too, in front of their home crowd. I mean, we've got a great crowd here this afternoon for Saturday here on Wilmington College's campus because, you know, a lot of kids go home for the weekend and they do not come out to the sporting events, which is something, you know, they're trying to change here at Wilmington College. And, yes, this is a young basketball team. You're losing 1 or 2 people next season. You're just losing Chris Jackson and Zach McCorkle, but you're bringing everybody back.
Right.
I mean, you've got freshmen and sophomores that are just sensational, and, you know, when this team plays together, they're a good basketball team overall. And, you know, through and through, they play great basketball. They just can't out-finish, and that's something we've seen not only from this men's basketball team, but also from the Lady Quakers this season as well.
Which are also very young.
Yeah.
They've only got like 1 or 2 seniors that are playing. I know they have a senior that is hurt. I don't know whether she'll come back next year or not, but
Andraki?
yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, you know, both of these college teams, they're struggling a little bit, but they're able to put some, you know, a couple wins together. Wilmington, the men's only got 3 wins this season, you know, struggling a lot, but down the stretch, they're starting to look like a team. You know, earlier in the year, they just didn't seem like they were on the same page. You know, a lot of turnovers they were forcing. They weren't, you know, playing as a unit. Now it seems like this team is a band it's a unit together, and, you know, they just come out and they all play together as a team, the way they're supposed to be playing.
Well, they got a nice floor leader, that DJ Isles. I think he's getting better, and he's only, I believe, a sophomore, isn't he?
Yeah, him and Christian Jones, both sophomores for this team. Then you got 2 kids like Brandon Smith, freshman, Jordan Jones, a sophomore, Andrew Russell, a freshman. And then you got Nathan Scott, who's a sophomore as well. And then you got your seniors, and Chris Jackson and Zach McCorkle lights it up every single night he steps out on the court.
And the guy who replaces McCorkle, Pittman, he doesn't do a bad job either. And he's only, what, a sophomore too? Or is he a junior?
He's a junior.
He's a junior.
He's a junior. All right, the clock's running down. We're getting ready for second half action here, live on CampusNation.com, the sports animal. Your home for high school and college sports. Also on WilmingtonQuakers.com via Boxcast. Rick Phillips will be running camera just for the Boxcast here in the second half. Wilmington begins with the ball going right to left. Charlie Hargrave has now joined me as the color man here.
Hi, guys.
Jackson gives it off to Isles. He'll give it off to Russell. Back over to Jackson. Now to McCorkle. Kicks it outside to Russell. Back inside to McCorkle. We'll give it off to Isles. 10 to shoot. Isles, nice pass to McCorkle, and he couldn't finish with the basket. No good.
Yep, nice give and go there by the Quakers, and Marietta playing man-to-man.
Garcia with it. Gives it back out to Edwards, who'll give it off to Young. Young just takes a three from way outside. No good. Rebounded by Edwards, and the putback is good.
That was almost an NBA three.
That was. Isles will hand it off to Russell. Gives it off down low to McCorkle. Kicks it back out to Jackson on a drive. Found the lane. Couldn't make the basket. No fouls called either. And Marietta gets the rebound.
A lot of contact.
And McCorkle with the steal right into the hands of Christian Jones. Here comes Jones taking it coast to coast for the finger roll. Easy basket for Christian Jones. 47-43. Marietta's in the lead here in the early going of the second half. Now McCain got his shot blocked, it looked like, and Jones, I think, is going to get hit with a foul from behind. That if he does, that's his third.
Yeah, McCorkle, he's playing some tough defense here starting out. He's looking good.
That's the third personal foul against Christian Jones, the team's first of the half. Young will inbound, gets it in. Oh, I don't know if I agree with that foul, but the basket and one is upcoming for number 34, Gannett.
Fouls on Russell.
His second, team second.
Second personal, teams second.
Let him get position. You let him get position like that, you're going to pay, and he did. The bonus.
And one is good. 7-point lead again for Marietta, 50-43. I believe their largest lead of the game has been 11. Isles gives it to Jackson on the wing. Over to Christian Jones, found his lane again, goes up, no good, couldn't get his own rebound as Edwards snares it down.
Yeah, three Pioneers just collapsed down on him, and he had nowhere to go with it.
Young with the basketball after the switch, he's working against McCorkle. Russell steals it away, gives it off to Isles, good steal. Isles gives it to Jackson. Step back jumper is blocked by Gurnett. Over to Garcia. Gonna drive. Get it up. Good. Wow, what a basket there by Garcia. I don't know how he got that one off.
Well, it kind of helped. He had a suitcase and it was packed, if you get my drift. Looked like it might have been a little traveling on that. I don't know. It looked like a traveling man to me.
30-second timeout taken by Wilmington with 17:40 left to go in the game. Marietta leading Wilmington 52-43 as Marietta's came out in this second half shooting lights out right now.
Yeah, because Wilmington hadn't played that bad, but Wilmington is only getting one shot on their end. If they don't make it, they're done. They're not rebounding.
That's why Marietta's got 17 rebounds to Wilmington's 12 after the first half.
So what's Marietta ranked if they're 18-2?
They were 9 when they played Wilmington last time. I think they're in the top 10 still.
Wow. We got a couple ranked teams on the girls' side coming in. High Northern was in here the other night. They beat Wilmington, but then Wilmington beat Capital about a week ago. Isles with the basketball.
Working off, gives it to Scott, gives it back over to Isles. Driving, going up with it, layup. Wow, nice shot by DJ Isles on the drive.
Yep. Just went right down the right side of the lane. He found an opening.
Canert gave it off to number 22, McCain. Takes it across half court. McCain just dribbling around everyone, found a lane, and that's going to be a foul, I guess.
Foul charged number 25, Nathan Scott.
Nathan Scott with a foul.
His team's third. So already, within this first 3 minutes of the second half, Wilmington with 3 fouls, and shooting 2 will be McCain. First one's good. I didn't think that was in the act of shooting.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah. It was. Had to be, he's shooting.
Well, I don't think it was. From up here, it didn't look like it was. Second shot from McCain is in now.
Good.
Scott with the rebound, hands it off to Christian Jones. They'll give it off to Isles. Isles over to Scott.
Thought he was going to shoot it, didn't you?
I thought he did too.
Got to be ready to shoot when you get the ball.
Smith gave it off to Isles again. Gives it back out to Scott. Shot is good. That's a 2-pointer by Scott. His foot was just inside the line. So it's 53-47 Pioneers, and Young will get it across half court. Nice pass to Edwards and the bucket.
Nice move. Yeah, Edwards, nice move there. Give and go.
DJ Isles will give it off. Now Smith on the drive and a foul on the drive. We've already had one technical foul this game. We don't need another one. And the foul's on number 22, McCain, just his first and the team's first of the half. Fans didn't like that either.
I think they thought it was a shooting foul. It wasn't, though.
No. All right, Wilmington went down underneath their own basket, gets it in to Russell.
Throws it over the top of the backboard, but he's fouled.
He'll be shooting 2. That was in the act of shooting. The foul's on number 24, Garcia, his second, team's second. And shooting 2 will be Andrew Russell.
I'm surprised he only had 2 the first half. He's a pretty good shooter.
Didn't get the looks. First one's good by Russell. In and out with the second one. Edwards with the rebound. He'll hand it off to Young. 55-48. Marietta's in the lead. Young working against Isles, who's very tough on defense right now. Gave it off to Garcia for 3, and it's nothing but net for Garcia. 10-point lead now for Marietta.
Scott was on him, but wasn't guarding him real close.
Isles kicks it out. 3-pointer of his own is Scott's no good. Rebounded by McCain. He lost the ball, lost his footing, got tripped up by the floor. Young picks it up, though. Gives it off to Garcia. Another 3. This one an NBA one short. Rebounded by Christian Jones. Wilmington wants to run. Smith all alone, and the bucket's good.
8-point differential. Pioneers on top.
Young with the basketball out on top for the Pioneers now. 15 and a half to go in the second half. Garcia down low to Edwards. Kicks it out to Young. A wide open 3 in the corner is good.
Wow.
Can't leave anybody open on this Marietta team. They'll kill you.
Dylan Young on the 3.
Smith, another drive by him. Nice base shot.
He had to alter his shot there because of
nearly a travel there by Young as he was trying to get into Edwards, and he does. Edwards makes the shot. 63-52. Marietta out on top. Wilmington slowing it down. Scott with the ball on the wing. Gives it off to Isles. Over to Christian Jones. 3-pointer from the top is up. Ooh, thought it was going to go in. No good. Rebounded by Edwards. Young gives it to Edwards. He gives it right back to Young. An NBA 3. Nearly a half-court shot. And this one's going to end up being stolen away. And it's tipped out of bounds by Marietta. We'll have some substitutions now for Wilmington.
Looked like volleyball for a minute there. Everybody's knocking the ball around. Russell had the ball on the floor and tried to pass it, and one of the Marietta guys knocked it out of bounds, so it's going to stay with Wilmington basketball. Got full house changes here right now for both teams. Jackson's back into the game for Wilmington.
Smith will drive up the floor, get it across half court, 14-15 to go in the second half.
Wilmington down 11.
Corkle with the ball out on top. Gives it off to Jordan Jones. Gives it off to Chris Jackson. Now down low, outside. Patrick to Smith. Three-pointer's good. Nice set three-pointer there by Smith.
He was ready to shoot that time, put it right up.
Under 14 minutes to go, Wilmington has taken it from an 11-point deficit down to an 8, 63-55. Wallace to Young. Cross court to Gurnett, over back to Wallace, back to Young, three-pointer, no good. Rebounded by Chris Jackson.
Tell you, Marietta's not afraid to shoot that three, and they don't care where they're at. If you're open, shoot it.
Patrick has it on top, gives it off to Smith on the wing. Hands it to Jordan Jones. Jordan Jones and McCorkle lost it. Stolen away by Wallace. One-on-one, Wallace against Patrick, and Patrick's going to get nailed with a foul.
Now, will they call that on the floor, or will they call it an active shooting?
Active shooting.
Because I tell you what, personally, I think that was on the floor.
Second personal foul charge to Patrick, the team's fourth of the half. And shooting two will be Anthony Wallace.
Anthony Wallace, 2 throws.
That's almost like a continuation in the NBA.
First one is good. Walker back into the ballgame, and so is Ireland for Marietta. Wallace's second shot, whistle before the shot. Cheerleader was in the way, I guess.
They just want to know her name.
Second shot for Wallace is no good. Rebounded by Ireland, who'll get the two anyways.
Back up 11 points, Marietta Pioneers.
66-55. Smith gives it to Patrick. Gives it off to Jordan Jones, back to Smith. Wilmington cannot get the ball in the paint. Cross court to Patrick. Three-pointer from the corner's good by Will Patrick.
Dangerous skip pass there, but it worked out for him.
Yeah, it did. Walker with the ball on top. Gives it off to Wallace on the wing. Got a pick. Wallace drives, loses the ball, and a foul. Yeah, I think he was falling, period, without getting bumped. And that's the third against Patrick.
The only thing bad about that call is the official that had the best view on it didn't call anything. And the other official behind the play did call it.
So the third foul for Patrick and the fifth for Wilmington here in the half. Dome. Oh, excuse me. That was Dixon who got fouled. That's Jordan Jones' second, team sixth. So Wilmington might put Marietta into the bonus here quickly. Dixon's first is good.
67-58.
Second shot's no good. Rebounded by Jordan Jones. 9-point lead for Marietta. 12.5 minutes to go.
Wilmington needs some stops. Cut into this thing.
Chris Jackson with it on the wing. Gives it to Patrick out on top. Gives it off to McCorkle. Outside to Patrick. 10 to shoot. 5 to shoot. Gives it off to Jordan Jones. Gives it off to McCorkle. Puts it up with 1 second left on the shot clock and makes the basket.
Nice move by McCorkle underneath there. Down to 7 again, AJ.
Good offensive possession on that time by Wilmington. Now Dixon with the ball on top for Marietta. Driving. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Chris Jackson. Gives it off to Smith. Wilmington wants to run here. McCorkle going up. That basket's good. Good bank shot by McCorkle, down to a 5-point deficit, 67-62. Ireland gave it off. Back over here to Wallace, back to Ireland. In the corner is Walker, brings it back out on top. Inside to Ireland. And he traveled.
Oh, no, they're going to call a foul.
Wow, I thought that was
the
a
same
travel.
thing, too. I thought that's a travel. Wow.
That's Chris Jackson's second.
Bad break there for the Quakers.
Ireland will be shooting a 1-and-1.
Got a line change coming. All 5 Marietta players are coming out of the game.
All the starters coming back in. And so is Christian Jones for Wilmington.
Wilmington's making a line change, too. Look at this.
Isles, Scott, Russell, and Pittman into the ballgame for Wilmington. Garcia, Young, Edwards, McCain into the ballgame for Marietta. 1-and-1 for Ireland. Front end is good.
Good.
Second shot here for Ireland is good as well. And coming in for him, number 34, Gannett. Alrighty, 69-62. DJ Isles will dribble up the floor for Wilmington. He'll give it off to Christian Jones. He'll give it off to Russell. Back to Isles. Gives it to Jones. Back to Russell. Russell inside to Pittman. Nice backdoor pass by Pittman to Russell for 2. Now Wilmington turns up the heat a little bit here on defense.
They're going to try to do that. Nope. The other day they were doing a half-court trap.
That's just man-to-man.
I mean, the other day they were doing it. I wonder if they're going to go to that this game.
Young give it off to Garcia. Down low to Gurnett, and a foul against, I think,
Isles, I think, are going to
Pittman. I think that's it. Nope, they're going to call against Isles. His third, team's 8th.
Isles is a boy among men down there. Isles is what, 5'5", 5'7"?
5'10".
Is he 5'10"? Well, he's in there with some trees, though, isn't he?
Yeah. Gurnett 1-and-1.
He's 5'10". These guys are like 6'4", 6'5", 6'6", at least. He tried to undercut one of them.
First shot is up and good by Gurnett.
70-64. 10:41 to go.
Second shot is up. And good. That one nearly looked like it was going in and out.
Yep.
71-64. Isles gives it off to Christian Jones. Gives it off to Scott. Scott back to Isles. Back over to Jones. To Russell. Back to Scott. Scott trying to drive. Kicks it back outside. Long 3 is no good by Russell. And the rebound's pulled down by Gurnett. He'll give it off to Young, and he'll dribble the rest of the way up the floor. Wide open 3 for McCain is no good. Rebounded by Scott.
Isles pushing the ball up the court.
Gives it back to Scott. Back to Isles. Isles gives it back out to Scott. 2-pointer. Good. Nice rainbow 2-pointer by Nathan Scott.
Back to 5 points.
71-66. 9:45 to go in the game. Young with the ball gets trapped. Over to Garcia.
I'm a soothsayer, baby.
There you are.
Is that your bad shoulder? Okay, good. I thought about that after I hit you.
A 4th personal foul charged against Christian Jones, and the 9th as a team, so Garcia will be shooting a 1-and-1. And Smith will come in for Jones.
For the Quakers, Brandon Smith. Luis Garcia, the 1-and-1.
Front end is good by Garcia. Second shot for Garcia is good. And Zach McCorkle will come in for Pittman.
Zach
He's going to have to take over, and so is DJ Isles, I think, if Wilmington wants to get back into this ball game.
They're getting close, just not close enough.
Cannot close the gap.
They got it down to 5 several times.
It was down to 4 at halftime.
Yep.
Smith drives, gets fouled.
Marietta only 3 fouls this half.
The foul number 22, Brendan McCain.
McCain charged with the foul, his second. Team's third, shooting 2 will be Smith. First one is good by Smith.
Number 11, Brendan Smith, shooting 2.
Second one, good as well.
73-68.
Back to a 5-point game. I thought that we were going to call that a charge. But Isles is hit with the foul. I think that's number 4.
Make this point one more time. The referee right in front of it never said a word, never blew his whistle. The referee clear across the court called it. I tell you, you see that more and more. There seems like one official that just takes over for the whole crew. And yeah, I'm going to tell you what, if I'm officiating and my buddy's right there on the other side and he's right in front of it, I got to give him first chance at that call.
Right. First shot is up and good for Young. Isles will have to sit with 4 fouls now. As Marietta's in the double bonus the rest of the way. The second one's good too. 75-68.
Because he obviously has a better angle on it. Yeah, he's right there in front of him.
Scott with the ball. Gives it off to Russell. Back over to Scott. Gives to Jordan Jones. Jumper. No good. Rebounded by Marietta. Young takes it across half court. Gives it off to McCain. Over to Garcia. Pump fake drive. And one. Bucket's good. And Andrew Russell will be charged with his third.
Field goal good by number 24, Luis Garcia. Garcia will be at the line, 1 play.
And Garcia will have a chance at a 3-point play as Will Patrick will come in for Russell. Three-point play is good. Back to a 10-point lead for Marietta. Under 9 minutes to play. 78-68. Smith with the ball out on top for Wilmington. Gives it off to Scott. Now to Jordan Jones. Back over to Smith for 3. Over everybody. Nothing but net. And a timeout will be taken by Casey Hunt and the Quakers.
Full timeout called.
8:40 to go in the second half. 78-71. Marietta's in the lead. You're listening to live college basketball here on CampusNation.com, the sports animal. Your home for high school and college sports.
So what are we going to do here to get this closer? I mean, you got to start thinking about the half-court trap. You got to start thinking about pressing maybe a little bit.
You got to be able to stop Garcia, man. He is a beast right now, and he's been a beast all game long for Marietta. And you got to stop fouling. You have to. I mean, you have to stop fouling. Period.
Some of them are going to run out fouls.
Yeah, I mean.
Wilmington can get back in this, but they're not doing enough to get it changed around. They're going to have to do something different.
Yeah.
I think you try maybe interchange half-court trap, interchange some defenses. Don't forget tonight you got girls high school basketball. It's Wilmington High School against Cincinnati Christian. And then for over on this side of the table, we're going to have SCUL swimming. We're going to have the first swim meet ever put on Campus Nation. Audio only for both these events tonight. Video will be on tomorrow.
All right, after the timeout, Marietta with the ball. Young has it out on top. Gives it off to McCain. Gets a pick. McCain dribbles around. Gives it to Young. Back to McCain. Over to Gurnett for 3. Short. Good. Rebounded by Edwards over everybody, too. Edwards spinning to the basket. The shot's good and a foul.
Field goal good by number 32, A.J. Edwards. Fouls on number 25,
It's on Nathan Scott, his fourth.
That guy's a beast, Edwards.
Yeah.
What's his height?
6'5", 211.
Yeah, he's big and thick. Is he a senior?
Junior.
Good ball player.
Edwards misses the three-point play attempt. Ball still loose on the floor, going back to Wilmington as it skips out of bounds.
That's a kid there. If he wanted to go probably play in Europe, he might get a chance to.
He might get a chance for regular ball here in the States.
I don't know about that, but
Russell
he's pretty good.
to Smith. Smith on the drive. Gets the basket and one. Just a 14 foul against Marietta here in the second half. Hey, that's Young's third personal foul, the team's fourth. So now Smith will have his chance for a three-point play to bring it back down to a 6-point deficit.
Shots up. Good.
Yep. 80-74. Marietta in the lead. 8 minutes to play. Wilmington showing pressure. Gives it to Gurnett. Back over to Young. Back to Gurnett. Cross court to McCain. Back over to Young. They're just working around the perimeter now. Out on top with it is Young. 10 to shoot to Garcia. Down low to Gurnett. Outside to McCain. Drive. Jumper. Good.
Number 22, Brendan McCain.
Here comes Smith.
Pretty much left open there at the left elbow. Just put it up.
McCorkle pump fake. Finishes the drive. No good on the shot. He'll be shooting 2 at the line.
Fouls number 32, A.J. Edwards.
A.J. Edwards with just his second, the team's fifth.
Team's fifth of the half.
Greenfield had a boy play for Marietta there a few years ago. Bill Collum was his name.
First one's no good by Zach. Tome coming into the ball game for Marietta.
Chance got it back to 5 here. Oh, no, wait a minute. I'm wrong.
7.
7, my fault. It's that Common Core math, see?
Yeah. Second shot is up and good by McCorkle. Here comes Marietta. Young with the ball. Gonna find a lane. Put up a shot. Short. No good. Rebounded by Jordan Jones and the Quakers. Patrick nearly lost it out of bounds.
Lose it. Yep.
Stolen away by Garcia. Goes up, gets the basket, and one. 3 Quakers down by the hoop. None of them had their hands up.
And no one had position. They had plenty of time to set up, try attempt to take a charge.
Foul's on number 3. Or that's the third personal foul for Jordan Jones, team's 10th, obviously.
Is he a senior also? Is he a senior, Garcia, or is he a junior?
Back in the game is number 5, DJ.
Senior, yeah. Back to a 10-point lead for Marietta, 85-75 with 7 minutes to play. DJ Isles into the ball game again with 4 fouls. Gives it off to Russell. Gives it off to Patrick. Back to Isles, back to Russell, down low to McCorkle. Has to kick it out to Smith. 10 seconds to shoot. Smith drives, puts up a shot out of nowhere, and it's good. It looked like a pass more than a shot.
Tell you what, a lot of contact too on that possession, and no fouls called at all.
Garcia with the ball, drives, puts up a shot and a foul.
That's going to be his 5th, or 4th, 5th.
I don't know who that was against.
Russell.
Russell's 4th.
I knew he's getting close.
Wilmington now with 3 players with 4 fouls. Christian Jones, DJ Isles, and now Andrew Russell. 2 shots for Garcia. First one is good. Into the ball game, Chris Jackson.
23, Chris Jackson.
Hear the microphone popping. We had any technical difficulties earlier today? The other night, man, it was bad, wasn't it? Sound system was going crazy.
Second one is good for Garcia to make it back out to a 10-point lead. DJ Isles loses out of bounds, going back to Marietta as Nate Walker will be back in for the Pioneers.
Last Saturday I was here, one of the 30-second clocks wasn't working. This one down here.
Number 15, Nate Walker.
Man bound comes into Walker. No comment on the technical difficulties for Wilmington College.
Just letting you know.
Yeah.
87-77.
Gurnett, three-pointer from the wing. No good. Rebounded by Garcia. New possession. Walker, back to Gurnett. Cross court. Garcia, three-pointer. No good. Gurnett with a follow. Couldn't make it either. Rebounded by McCorkle. Here comes DJ Isles. Gets fouled on the floor. Sixth team foul for Marietta. And number 15, Nate Walker with his first.
Was she? 10-point differential here. 5:50 to go. Wilmington with the basketball.
Isles looking to inbound.
Having trouble getting it in.
Gets it in to McCorkle. Gives it off to Chris Jackson. Back over to Isles.
Marietta was wanting to travel there on McCorkle, but he didn't.
Jumper by Isles is no good. Rebounded by McCorkle. No good on his shot. Ball still loose. And it's going to stay with Wilmington. Last touch by Marietta.
Ball's kicked.
Kicked, yep.
On the inbound. Tell you what, Wilmington's having a little trouble here getting the ball in.
You got Isles working against a big man.
Yep.
Trying to get it over him. Gets it in barely to Christian Jones and a foul.
I think it's going to be on DJ Isles away from the ball.
That's a technical foul.
What'd he do?
The technical foul assessed on number 5, DJ Isles.
So a technical foul against DJ Isles will foul him out.
I didn't see what he did. You guys on the video tomorrow, you'll have to check that out. Must have said something. Probably was running his mouth is my guess.
So Garcia will shoot two and Marietta will have possession.
Coach didn't put up much of a fight about it, so. Tell you, that's one thing, being up here, you miss a lot of what's going on down there on the court, and it's hard to tell, what did happen.
First one's up and good for Garcia. Stretches it back out to an 11-point lead.
And Marietta does seem like they're a little chippy. They've been all over Wilmington this whole second half. A lot of contact.
Second one's good by Garcia and possession for Marietta.
12-point lead.
89-77, 5:32 left to go in the ball game here. No, it wasn't a possession technical, my bad. So Wilmington will have possession.
That even makes me think now more that Isles was just running his mouth.
Yeah. Christian Jones gets the inbound. Gives it off to Smith. Smith on the drive. Loses the ball out of bounds. Nope, a foul. Against Walker. Number 2 for him and the 7th as a team.
Second personal foul, team 7.
2 shots up coming for Brandon Smith. First one's good.
Number 11, Brandon Smith, shooting 2. Back into the game is number 1, Dylan Young.
Dylan Young back into the ball game. Second shot for Smith is good.
Back to 10 points.
89-79. Young gets the inbound. Wilmington with pressure. Gives it off to McCain. Back over to Young. McCain wasn't even looking for the ball. It hit him out of bounds. Going back to Wilmington now.
I've seen that happen more this year. You know, somebody thinks they're going to cut, and they'll throw the ball, and they won't be there, or they'll cut the other way. That time, the guy just wasn't even looking for the ball.
Jones gave it off to Smith. On the wing. Smith's going to drive. Go up, got a block by Young. And stole it away. Here come the Pioneers down the floor under 5 to play with a 10-point lead for Marietta. McCain with the basketball. Gives it off to Tome. Outside. 3 is good by Dylan Young. Here comes Christian Jones down the floor. Coast to coast for Jones. No good. Rebounded by Scott. Kicks it out to Smith. Smith going to drive. Put up a shot. No good. Rebounded by McCain and the Pioneers. Young with the ball out on top for Marietta. 92-79. Pioneers in the lead. McCain with the ball in the wing. Gives it off to Gurnett. Hands it off to Garcia. Garcia with the shot. Good on his drive. Jones gets the inbound pass under 4 minutes to play, and a timeout will be taken by Wilmington. A 30-second timeout.
A little too late. Marietta's just too much for the Quakers today.
3:55 to go in the ball game, 94-79. Marietta with their largest lead right now of the ball game, 15 points.
So AJ, how's wrestling up in your neck of the woods? You been following any of that or not this year?
Not really, not a whole lot.
Is your brother wrestling now?
He's up at Notre Dame College right now. I'm not sure if he's wrestling or not. I know he was doing a tournament a couple weekends ago at John Carroll, so.
Now, where's that? It's not the Notre Dame, right? It's a different Notre Dame.
Notre Dame in Ohio.
Okay. Again, you're listening to Campus Nation, the sports animal. Right after the game here tonight, starting about 5:45, we're going to have high school swimming. The South Central Ohio League meet will begin here at Wilmington College, and then AJ and Roger and Rick will be over at Wilmington High School for the Cincinnati Christian Wilmington Varsity Girls game.
Starting at 6:45 with the pregame, 7 o'clock with the tip. Patrick gets the inbound for Wilmington, and he is back into the game. Gives it to Christian Jones. Has to get rid of it, gives it back to Patrick. Back to McCorkle. Loses it, stolen away by Thone. And a foul.
Oh, McCorkle, they got all tied up. Their feet got all tied up.
Just his second personal foul, so shooting 2. Jack Tome.
We won't have very much time here. We'll have to get set up for the other one. Won't we?
Got about an hour.
Yep, it shouldn't take too long. I don't know if we're going to tear everything down or... Yeah. I got help. We got help here. These guys can help carry stuff.
First one is no good by Tome. Second shot. Good.
Good. Plus, folks, if you're going to the website and you're wondering where some of the ball games are, some of the Wilmington's men's games have been taken down until after the tournament.
Boys high school games.
Yep. They will be back on after the tournament is complete, however deep they go in it.
Christian Jones with the ball for the Quakers. Gives it to Patrick. Patrick gives it off to Scott. Two-pointer. Good. 95-81. 3:20 to go in the game. Dylan Young with the basketball. Dribbles across half court. Gives it off to McCain. McCain. Gurnett. Cross court to Young. Back to Garcia. 3 from the wing. No good. Rebound by Edwards over McCorkle and good for 2.
He's just a beast, folks. He's probably got 30 points today.
Patrick gives it off to Christian Jones. Back over to Patrick out on top. Gives it off to McCorkle. Back outside. Christian Jones wide open 3. No good. Rebounded by Gurnett. I'll hand it off to Young. And Young will bring it the rest of the way up the floor with 2:35 left. Gives it off to McCain. McCain to Edwards for 3. No good. Rebounded by Jordan Jones. He'll give it off to Will Patrick. Patrick outside to Christian Jones. Drives. Finger rolls no good. Rebounded by Edwards. He definitely has a double-double.
Yeah, Edwards said, I don't think you need to come in here, son. Just go ahead and back out.
Young has the basketball out on top, running the offense, working against Christian Jones.
2 minutes to go here in the ball game.
There's the switch. Nearly stolen away by Patrick as they were trying to get it to McCain. He pulls it down, gives it back out to Young. Under 10 seconds to shoot here on the shot clock. 3-pointer by Young is no good. Ball's loose and picked up by Edwards, and he's fouled.
And he's got another year to come back. Wow.
That one's against Jordan Jones, his 4th.
Number 10, Jordan Jones, 4th personal foul.
And now, shooting 2 will be A.J. Edwards. First one is good. Line change for Wilmington. Brandon Smith, Malcolm Pittman, Andrew Russell, and Connor Casey, as well as Chris Jackson into the ball game for Wilmington. And A.J. Ireland is in for Marietta, and so is number 21, Kyle Dixon. Second shot here for Edwards is up and no good. And going to stay with Marietta as Russell could not pull down the rebound. And Marietta gets it into Garcia. He'll hand it off to Dylan Young. 1:40 to go in the game, 98-81. Marietta's in the lead here over the Quakers. Got this one pretty much wrapped up. Dixon with the ball and the drive and the shot, no good. Rebounded by Pittman. He'll give it off to Smith, or excuse me, Casey. He'll bring it up the floor. Casey to Jackson. Back out here to Smith. Drive and the shot is good by Brandon Smith. He's having a whale of a ball game today.
He packed the luggage on that one, folks. He only took about 4 or 5 steps there. Referees know the game's over. They're just wanting to get it over with. 98-83.
Dylan Young gives it off to Garcia.
1 minute to play.
Gives it down to Edwards. Back outside to Garcia. Driving. Puts up a finger roll. No good. Rebounded by Pittman. He'll give it off to Casey. It's 3-on-3 for the moment. Jackson finds his middle and just lays it in easily for 2 points. 37 seconds to go now. 98-85. Shot clock still alive. About 11-second difference. Dixon to Edwards. Loose on the floor. Picked up by Pittman. Shot clock is now dead. 22 seconds to go. Casey with the ball. And a timeout taken by the Quakers.
Just get a substitution in.
Sub timeout. 19.1. Casey gets the inbound. Gives it off. Number 33, Blumenstock. Shot no good. Rebounded by Young. With 10 seconds to go, we can dribble it out. And the Pioneers will pick up their 19th win of the season, extending their winning streak to 11 games. Our final score, Wilmington 85, Marietta 98.
Wow. Tell you what, this Marietta, I'm glad I come in and watched half of this game. Marietta, they're a powerhouse, aren't they?
Oh, yeah.
They're really good.
They go to 19-2 on the season and also improving their OAC record to 13-1. Wilmington will fall to 3-16, and in the OAC they'll fall to 2-12. Rick Phillips will bring us the stats here from this ball game, and we'll get off the air here. Don't forget, coming up later on this evening, about 5:45 p.m., boys and girls high school swimming, the first swimming meet being featured here on CampusNation.com. The SCOL Championships will be live with audio and delayed video tomorrow afternoon. The video will be up online. Join Charlie Hargrave and Crystal Hargrave for all the action there. Also, coming up at 6:45 p.m. here on CampusNation.com, girls high school basketball live from Wilmington High School, Cincinnati Christian. The Cougars come in to take on the Lady Hurricane in girls high school basketball action.
Well, hey, Jay, it's good to see you. I'll let you do all the stats and all that stuff. Hey, if you get a chance, well, you're not working next weekend, are you? You're dating, right?
It's off weekend for me.
I was going to say, Valentine's Day, you probably got stuff going on Sunday, too.
I work Sunday.
Oh, do you? Dang.
So
you're a working man. I understand, man.
Got Thursday and Saturday off, so that's it.
Are we leaving this stuff?
What's that?
Sorry.
All right, folks. Well, we'll join you here in just a little bit, just about an hour from now, over for some swimming. And hope you enjoyed today's broadcast. The swimming's going to be a little different. We've never done one of these before. We'll try to bring you everything we can from it. It does feature, I believe, 7 of the 8 schools, everybody but East Clinton in the SCOL's got swim teams. So we'll look forward to joining you then. I'm out of here, and AJ will bring you some stats here in just a minute.
All right. We're going to wait on Rick Phillips to bring us the final stats. Take a little break here, waiting for our final stats to be brought up here on CampusNation.com.
Rick.
Alrighty, some final stats for you this evening with a double-double today for Marietta with 23 points, 13 boards. A.J. Edwards with 34 points. Luis Garcia with 12 points. Dylan Young. They had 41 total rebounds to Wilmington's 27. They shot 53.4% from the field, and they were 7 of 21 from three-point land, and also they shot 29 of 41 from the free throw line with 13.6 boards. Zach McCorkle for Wilmington with 31 points. Brandon Smith had a whale of a ball game today for the Quakers. Also with 11.6 boards, Nathan Scott. Wilmington shot 51.7% from the field, 41.2% from three-point land, and were 16 of 21 from the line. Marietta had 44 points in the paint. Wilmington with just 36, and also Marietta had 19 offensive rebounds that turned into 24 second chance points. Our attendance this afternoon was 315 people here from Fred Risk Arena. Again, our final score one last time: Marietta 98, Wilmington 85. Marietta goes to 19-2 overall and 13-1 in the OAC. Wilmington falls to 3-16 overall and 2-11 in OAC play. Here at 5:45, check out SCOL High School Swimming here on CampusNation.com.
That also kicks off at 5:45, and also at 6:45 p.m. with the pregame girls high school basketball. Cincinnati Christian taking on the Wilmington Lady Hurricane. For AJ Ganger, Charlie Hargrave, Rick Phillips, and Roger Thompson. This is AJ Ganger signing off here from CampusNation.com, the sports animal, your home for high school and college sports.